Oh, yeah, pipe smokers, yeah. This is the Paul Gilson YouTube channel, and I am Paul Gilson, aka Paul the Pipe Guy, live from the outskirts of Rochester, New York, in the United States of America. Thank the Lord. Yep. Yeah, so we have our Wednesday evening smoke together. Yeah. And it's the 9th of October, 2024. And it is freezing outside. It's 48 degrees and very dark. It's getting dark now at like 20 after 6. So grab your favorite pipe, grab your favorite blend, and grab your favorite beverage, and let's set something on fire and smoke together. It's going to be a good show tonight. I got a couple of pipes to show you from my personal collection that I know that my buddy Rick from Lockport is going to be trying to get them out of my hands. He's got two out of my personal collection that I love. But that's what it's all about. You got a couple hundred pipes, you share the wealth. So we have our this beautiful Peterson Dublin edition. It is an XL24, and not every bowl is shiny. I've had this bowl for, probably about 3 years, maybe a little more, and it's got gorgeous briar on it. It's kind of straight grained, there's no flame grain, and not every bowl is shiny. This one kind of came with a little bit of a matte finish, and that's the way I'm going to leave it. I'm not taking it out to the buffing wheel. Yeah. So in that, I love Latakia, as you all know. So Captain Earl's blends, I love. Remember that for Christmas, guys. Captain Earl's blends, I love. And this is Captain Earl's private stock. It's Latakia rich. I'll tell you what it's got in it. It's got a blend of 8 select tobaccos, highlighted by rich Latakia and deep red Virginias, stoved and pressed into a crumble cake. Yeah. And it's an English blend, complex English blend. And the tin date on that was 3 of March of 2021. So it was actually 3.5 years ago. I opened it on 7 of 2022. So she's been aging in there for a while. Let's set it on fire. Where's my lighter, guys? Come on. You're supposed to show me where my stuff is. You would not want to see my table. So here we go. Let's set it on fire. And I haven't smoked this pipe in a while. Oh, yeah. Now, if you haven't smoked a pipe in a while, you don't want to just pack it and light it up. Because being summertime, here in upstate New York, we get stink bug season and so forth, and bees and shit like that. I'm in the country. You never know what's climbed into that may or may not still be alive. The other day I went to smoke a bowl and I'm looking in the bottom of it and there's a stink bug. Now, it's not that my house is unsanitary or anything, it's disheveled. But that thing climbed right down in the bottom of the bowl and was snug as a bug, yeah. Mm. Oh. Captain Earl's private stock, aged. Mm. Oh. I've heard somebody was telling me, I don't know if this is true or not, that some of the pipe companies, like some of the main ones, will use briar that's only 2 years old. I don't know if that's true or if that's false. I have no idea. There's some pipe companies, though, that will only use briar that's 200 years old, you know. This baby smokes so good. Yeah, so I was looking through, I have numerous pipe racks. And I was looking through a couple of my pipe racks, and I found these two Hilson pipes. Now, that Hilson pipe there has two different stains. It's got a black stain, which has gone into the softer briar, and then a chestnut stain, after it's been wiped off, has been applied. And I don't believe the same has been done with that. But there is two different stains on there. It might be a lighter and darker brown, but the gorgeous briar. And these Hilson pipes, they're big. They're 9 millimeters, both of them. And my buddy Rick is a 9 millimeter junkie. So I did send him some pictures of these, and of course, he's all over them. I'm very interested, but these are part of my private collection. I don't know if I want to sell them, you know. Both gorgeous pipes. And then I came across this pipe by Nording, which is made in Denmark. That's an unusual shape, and it's cool. That's a cool ass looking pipe. Not one factory fill on that. It's very, very heavy. And smoked very little. And I looked up Nording pipes, and some of them were going for like stupid, huge money. So that's a Nording pipe that's in my private collection also. Yeah. Oh, man. It's just so good to be home. I'll tell you, I live in a 3-bedroom house in the country. My neighbor is a ways down that way, and then up that way there's no neighbors. And it's got 3 acres of land, 3-bedroom house. And this is like my sanctuary, man. When I'm done with a long day at work, working hard, I love nothing better than just come home. Yeah, Kelly. Kelly's climbing up the screen. I gotta let her in. I'll be right back. All right, so we're back, and yeah, there's just something to be said for just a peaceful atmosphere. It's just, all my kids are raised. They'll still always need the old man, but it's not like they're kids anymore. They're all grown adults. And it's just me and my cat here. I think it's great. I love it. No drama. Just all peaceful. So, guys, I want your opinion on this. So this girl that doesn't live that far from me, like real close, like within like a maybe 20-minute drive. She's quite a bit younger than me though. She's 42 and I'm gonna be 60. So we start chatting on Facebook and stuff. She private messages me and I said, well, why don't we go out to dinner or whatever, you know? Do you have a car? Well, no, I don't have a car. But I can use my sister's car. I said, well, so where do you work at? Oh, I don't work. Which means she's probably on disability, Social Security disability, which means she's probably crazy. Probably on all kinds of medications. So I suggested, let's go to a real nice steakhouse. She likes steak, right? And she's like, oh yeah, I love steak. She says, why don't we meet at this restaurant that's about maybe 20 minutes from where you live, but it's 45 minutes from where I live. It's a real nice restaurant. Great steakhouse. It's been around since 1960. She says, fine, but I hope you plan on helping me out with some gas money. And I'm thinking to myself, wait a second. Now, I know this restaurant. I've been to this restaurant. A nice dinner for two, even without drinks, which I wouldn't drink because I'm going to be driving. There's going to be, by the time you figure tax and tip, it's a nice steakhouse. It's going to be $100 for a dinner for two. And this girl's asking me for gas money. You're going to help me out with gas money, right? I didn't even answer. I thought, there's no real good answer for that. Other than just don't answer. So that dinner date's not going to happen. Little girl, if I'm going to drop $100 on a nice dinner at a nice restaurant, you can afford $5 in gasoline, all right, to get there. It's just my thought. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. What do you guys think? My brain is telling me, run, Forrest, run. This is smoking so good. It's so peaceful. So, my buddy Mike Rhodes, we were talking about tobaccos and stuff, and so I'm going to make him a special blend. He's a Virginia Perique lover. I said, how about if I make you a little special blend? Virginia, some Perique, a little Burley, and a little Latakia. Just like a little tiny smoky background. Wow. We're going to let this baby rest just a little bit because I've been puffing out like a train. We'll be right back in a nanosecond. All right, well, that pipe is resting. I've graduated to a cigarette. So my buddy Rick, he's got He ordered one of these monster jumbo billiards, and those are $110. And he put a special request in for something that I haven't tried yet. He said, I want a base coat of black, and then he says, I want the top coat to be green. I said, okay. I said, we've got 3 different colored greens. There's green, because I will only use 5 inks. That's all I'm going to use, all right? I'm not going to mix dyes and stuff like that. That's what I stick with. That's 5 inks is a alcohol-based leather dye. And any good pipe maker, that's all they use. No water-based stuff. So I says, well, in the 5 inks line, which is the only line that I use, I said there's Kelly green, which is like, St. Patrick's Day green. There's aqua green, or there's just green. And then he sent me this thing that said, oh, I like this one, sage green. And I said, well, it's not made by 5 inks. That's all I use. All I use is 5 inks. I wasn't trying to be a dick or anything. He says, no, I understand that. I says, look, I've just had real good luck with them, and I don't want to try a different dye where it's going to be, because I've had, people send me pipes saying the dye's rubbing off on my hands. Can you fix it? And of course I do. I know how to do that. So I fix it. But that is a monster bowl. And the briar's beautiful. It's got a little sand hole on the bottom. It doesn't go into the pipe. But man, I scared myself for a second. I looked and I saw the draft hole, and I was like, fucking sand hole goes all the way through. No, it doesn't. And we have like another little, that may be a potential tiny sand hole. But actually, I've tried out this new method where I take glue and I dug this sand hole way out, and then I put a little glue in there and then started sanding the pipe, and then the briar dust goes in the hole and mixes with the glue. And that seems like it's working out pretty good, but we'll see, what it's like when I stand it. Yeah. Cheers. So my buddy Mark S. out of New Jersey or Long Island, well, he's in New York, but he texted me and he's like, hey man, I thought my pipe was on the way. And I was like, I sent it out. I says, here's the tracking number and everything. Should have been there Monday. He finally got it today. Somehow they had a delay. It's not like the hurricanes up here. I don't know what the problem was. But he was cool about it. And he's like, text me. He's like, the Eagle has landed. And he ordered a large billiard and a large Canadian. And he's like, man, Paul, these are gorgeous, gorgeous pipes. And I gave him consecutive bowl numbers. I think bowl number 04 and 05 or something like that. So he's got, a large Canadian billiard like that, and, a large billiard like that, and a large Canadian. Consecutive bowl numbers, yeah. And he said he loved the way the pipes, he says the pipes are gorgeous. I said, well, text me back after you light one up. Texted me back and he's like, holy bloop. It's like, man, these things smoke unbelievable. And that's what everyone's saying, They smoke phenomenal. And one of my customers was like, "Well, you said that was Algerian briar," and I said, "Well, I didn't. I said I did say it was made in St. Claude, France, which it is, and it could be Algerian briar, but I says I can't make any claim to that because I have no proof, and my supplier, who's 82 years old, that bought these in 1991, could not verify that it was actually Algerian briar. So I'm not going to say something is what it is if I'm not 100% sure. It's just that but I am 100% sure they did come from St. Claude, France. He said, all I know is my supplier said that it could be an Algerian briar. Briar could have come from Spain, he says. He doesn't know. Most of the briar fields in France were destroyed during World War II. So they had a shortage. I'm going to finish this bowl up. I got customers and friends that are calling and texting. I got to answer them. Hope we had a great smoke together, yeah? Paul the Pipe Guy. Over and out. Yeah, and happy pipe smoking, yeah. Love one another.